Okay, well, hello everybody. I promised I'd do a midfield madness race today because Krister was not able to get the race done today. So yeah, we did It was Willie and Murray did a unofficial eSeniors live race, but I thought I would. So I thought I'd do just the regular midfield madness here. They did a pretty good job of covering lots of the front runners. So I'm going to do my usual midfield madness where we talk about the midfield and below. So yeah, well, there we go. But first off, let me talk about the standings in the race because we'll probably jump a little bit ahead here and there. Well, Platinum Group, the top level in eSeniors is... what have we got here? We've got Peter Wolfschleiner at 306 points, a commanding lead. He's got all firsts and seconds. He's got one DNF and one DNF in that. So yeah, he missed a race. John Larson is in second place with 272. So that's about 30 points behind, a little bit less than 30 points behind. And he's got a whole pile of different ones. He's been raced every race. In third place, 269, so very close. So John Larson and John Saunders are going to be, Saunders in third place with 269. That's only 3 points behind second place. Very good. And did not finish, but that one was knocked out. Chris Bourne's in fourth with 258. That's 11 points behind third place. Steve Young is 183, quite a ways back. So there's a big gap there between fourth, fifth, and sixth. So that's the platinum side. Let's go to silver. Hang on. There we go. I'm reading this off the internet. So in first place by a significant lead, Mr. Peter LaFrance from Canada, 268 points. Second is Bruce Hopkins, even though he has one race missing there. 221 points, so that's 40-some points behind. Third place, Randy Zimmer, 214. So that's not that far behind. And fourth place is Lee Ellis, 210. I'm not sure who is Zimmer. Yeah, Zimmer is running today, and so is Lee Ellis. So that's the one to watch. Third and fourth is up for grabs here in the silver category also. Terry Trowbridge is not very far behind. With 194, so 210 for fourth place, 194 for fifth place, and sixth place is John Messick. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on all that. In the bronze category, hang on here, we have Mr. Michael McLennan running away with it. He is going to be bumped up for sure. So 351 points for Michael McLennan. In second place, Brian Banks, 262. Third place, Benny Heim with 216. So not a lot. There's a lot of gap there between second and third. Richard Coulombe, I don't believe he is racing. Yes, he is racing today. Richard Coulombe's in fourth place, not very far behind Benny Heim, 195. So he's only 22 points behind. See how they finish. Peter David is in fifth with 188. So he's very close to fourth place, only 7 points behind. Followed by another Canadian, Joe Bukavik, with 164, quite a ways back. So there's our standings. Let's get straight over to the race. Hang on here. Whoops. Where am I? Hang on. Let me get my system going here. Why is it not showing my... You guys are seeing all sorts of blank screens there for some reason. I am not sure why. It is not picking up my capture. Just bear with me for a second. There we go. There, you should see it. There you go. Oh, there we go. So let's do a track walk and look at everybody's wonderful liveries and see how they qualified. So in first place and in the pole position today, Mr. Peter Wolfschleiner and his fellow... Oh, hang on here. His fellow teammate, Johan Larsson, in second. For some reason, it jumps to Tommy Hellstrom's there and missed my little button. So Tommy Hellstrom's actually in fifth place. In third place is Chris Bourne in that beautiful purple McLaren livery. So 3 McLarens at the top. John Saunders in the white Ferrari. We saw Tommy Helmstrom a minute ago. Mircea Panoff in his familiar red Ferrari. First, Porsche, Steve Young, one Sky 194. Next is Peter Larson and number 230 in the Ferrari. First, BMW again, Peter Lafrance. He is the top silver qualifier, and the top bronze qualifier, Mr. Paul. Yes, it's Paul Rankin. He's a new member. He's going to be bumped up next year, I'm sure. Stephen Howell. Oh, Peter McLennan shows up next in bronze. Stephen Howells is in 11th. That's a nice new livery. Nice yellow Ferrari livery. Seen that one before. Danny Britos. Randy Zimmer is familiar orange Ferrari. And in Shannon is colorful Audi. Hugo Caballero in 16th. John Messick is in 17th. We'll see him in a second. There's Derek Bird's Porsche. Another Porsche there, the green John Messick in 17th. 19th is Jeremy in the Rocket McLaren. Bruce Hopkins in 20th place. Neil Leader, that's a new livery. Geodesic, very nice livery. Richard Coulombe is probably the most likely pole sitter in bronze. The other two guys next season will be getting bumped up, and Peter David not far behind in the McLaren. Lee Ellis, that looks like a new livery too. Let's go back to Lee. I think that's a new livery. Milwaukee Kishwaukee Brewing Company. Huh, interesting. Thought that was Milwaukee. Richard McKay in a red Ferrari. That's the right color for a Ferrari. Brian Banks in another Ferrari. Eric Langlois. Joe Bukavik. Kevin, it shows me first. Mike Molesky in my 7-Up. There's Kevin Torrance in his Vodafone. Lamborghini. Second Lamborghini there. Ken Schmidt. Peter Sauvage in his Tartan Ferrari. James Parks, who I'm going to interview tomorrow in the Sprite livery. New livery. Said he was trolling me there. 7-Up versus Sprite. Terry Throwbridge in the Bentley, followed by Frank Tennant in his familiar Bentley. Way to go, Frank. Kevin Holmes in the Audi. So there we go. That is our leaderboard. Let's go back to the top here. We'll probably do that, and we're going to get going. Get myself a better camera here. There you go. Let's go that camera. Angle. And let's get rolling. Should be hitting the green light any second now. So let's see how things shake out at the first corner. Here we come. There we go. Pretty lots of action. There's Frank coming through on the right. Boop. Where are we here? Throwbridge at the back. Let's just watch these things go on here. What happened? Did there somebody get really far back? No. Here we go. Oh, there's one bad little accident. Let's see who that was and why. I don't get yellow flags here, as you know. So it's pretty hard for me to tell. 77, is that the guy who jumps off? No. 917. Oh, I think I know who that is. 817. We're looking for that number. Where is that 817? 8888817. Where are you? Why can't I see that number? Maybe that's not the right number. It is a Porsche, I believe. Where are the Porsches? What is going on here? Hang on, guys. Oh, I know why. It's all over the map here. My map does not update. Well, we just will we'll give up on that. Let's get on with. Oh, this tower is totally messed up. That's why. 817's way up here. There it is. It's Joe Bukavik. Let's back up slightly. Let's see what happened here. and get a better camera angle. There we are. Joe is that brown car. Oh, he gets tagged by somebody from behind. That's me just going by there. And does he get going again? Yes, he does. But loses lots of spots. Okay, we'll just keep going here. Watch, a little too early for any action. There's Derek up at the front. I'll just zoom down along here. Watch everybody going through these corners. My tower does not update, as you know, if you've watched this before. A tower doesn't update for a while. There's Frank, jumped ahead by quite a few spots. Frank doesn't finish the race, you notice. Got tired, that's understandable. He jumped up a number of spots there. Alright, let's just look for some gaps here now. Where did everybody fare after all this? Well, Rankin is in first place with McClellan in the bronze. Peter LaFrance was safely through. Aaron Shannon is in third place. Everybody's looks like they're spreading out here now. No too much exciting racing here just yet. Alright, everybody's quite spread out, huh? No action at all. There's Frank on Richard McKay. Let's watch that happen. Let me get some other angles. Oh, Frank's going to get through there. Oh, there's some action. There's something happening. Who's that? That looks like Zimmer. Where is Zimmer? Is that Zimmer? No, that was not somebody else in an orange. Is that Brian Banks? No. Oh, I'm not going to try and chase all these accidents. I know we had quite a few. We'll just keep on with Frank and Richard McKay here. For now, that's a pretty close battle. Gotta find a better camera angle. Looks like Frank's not going to get it done there, and right behind him is Eric Langlois. Ooh, that's a funny angle. There's one. There's one good view here. I know in good camera angle. This is the one I'll probably stick with for a while. Till I go in the driver view like that. That is Frank. Let me go back one car. That is Eric trying to get by him. There he goes. Is he going to make it stick? He is in a Porsche on that Bentley. Bentley's pretty good, isn't it? There's Terry Throwbridge behind there. He's doing a pretty good job also. Give myself a little credit here. I'm on. There was a number of accidents there. A lot of the guys looked like they ended up like Throwbridge, Sauvage. They all lost a lot of positions there. And I'm really having. There's me in the camera here. Let me go in the cam. There is right ahead is Throwbridge and Torrance. That's Torrance in the blue car. And the Bentley is, no, Throwbridge is in the Bentley. Torrance is in the other car. That's a good little battle. I'm right behind them. Let's see if we can get it better. There we go. And right ahead of them, Schmidt and Brian Banks are at it. That's these two guys. Well, they're quite a good group. Ooh, somebody's passing me back there. That looks like it's Holmes just passed me. And somebody else going to pass me here too. Those guys are faster than me. I'm not going to be battling with them. And let's see. There's Ken Schmidt. He's going on the Bentley 97 and he knocked out Throwbridge. It just backed that one up 5 seconds and watch that again. Oh, 5 seconds more. So that looks like Schmidt gave him a bit of a poke. And he did not stop. I don't know about that. Oh, it looks like he got his just desserts there, little skid. And he's going to lose this position to Throwbridge, I believe that is. So there's a little bit of action. What's happening up at the front? Oh, here we go. Eric Langlois is still trying to get a hold of Frank Tennant there, who's there's a battle for position in the bronze category, as is Brian Banks, and he's getting by Eric right there. Oh, beautiful pass. Let's look at that one again. That is a nice pass. Hang on. I'm going to change the camera to something. Oh, there, overhead view. Let's go back. That was a beautiful pass by Brian Banks. Here we go. On that first corner, I believe. Look at that pass. Whoa, totally outbroke him there. He's right up on Frank now. So let's just watch that for a while. Great job there. And now behind there's some good action also. Schmidt. That is the red car. Right behind him is Holmes. So these guys are quite quick. So Kenny Schmidt is trying to get by Kevin Torrance there. Or Holmes is trying to get by Kevin Torrance. There we are. This is quite a grouping here. I'm at the back of this pack. Let's see what's going to happen. So Red Bull Ring's a fun track. Lots of elevation changes. Lots of uphill corners. There goes Holmes. Try to take a little peek. Doesn't make it stick. Lots of downhill corners too. There's somebody going right ahead of me. Just went. That was Neil Leader. He had some damage. I guess he went for a really early pit stop. And who is that behind me? Is that Joe trying to pass me? He did pass me. Oh, look at this. And so does Neil Leader in the Bentley. Throwbridge passes me. Except Throwbridge goes off. Oh, Throwbridge goes off. And I get past. Now he's two behind. That's me right there. A slow car. I'm coming up on, that must be Peter David trying to pass me. Going through. Go a little defensive there. Let's go in Peter David's in the driver view here. That orange car a while back that got flipped, that got knocked, that was Peter David, wasn't it? So this is a battle right here. Different classes, but we're going to be in the same class next year, next season. Season 11, this is the second last race. Next week is Mount Panorama. That'll be exciting as usual. Now Throwbridge is not very far behind here either, isn't he? Ooh, a little oversteer. And I'm pulling away from Peter. Oh, then I go off. Oh, and Throwbridge is going to pass me too. What a pain. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, it's going to pass on the inside. Way to go, Terry. Well, that's something. Now is Terry going to go after Peter David. Let's stay with this for a little while. And up ahead, Holmes on Ken Schmidt. Still going. What else is happening up here? Well, we'll stay with this one. Here he goes. Schmidt's trying to break the toe. Here comes the toughest corner on the track right here. Oh, almost tagged him. He had to brake a little longer than he wanted, I think, and lost some momentum there. So what do we got here? Audi on a McLaren. That McLaren is something else. Hey, let's go at the top. I bet you there's all McLarens. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, all McLarens. And Craig Holmes has got a great driver. Some guys started from the back today, I believe, because of penalties. All right, let's take a look at where we got some gaps. Peter David is trying to pass his fellow Edmontonian, Edmonton, Canada, Joe Bakavic. Joe's car is totally banged up. We were talking later, and he says he was about a second off his normal pace. I think Peter's also got some damage, but there's Terry right behind. Holmes and Schmidt, Kenny, are still battling it out. What else have we got for position here? Brian Banks still hasn't gotten by Frank. Richard Coulombe, who we saw was up there in the standings, is close. What else have we got here? Rose Hopkins on Jeremy. And, ooh, there's something there. Mr. Rankin on Danny Britos. This is not for position in his own class, but definitely going to be for position later on because he's going to be a silver for sure next year. These two guys are going to get to know each other quite well. Not too far behind is Aaron Shannon. Watch them through this long bend. This is a great couple of corners here. You can take this one you don't even have to hit full brake. So a little tap, get around the corner, back on the throttle. As well as these next corners. These are all very quick corners. Two right-handers before the long straight. But you all know that. See how they both all fare on this one. Nice job all of them. Everybody does a good job. Randy Zimmer's not that far behind. Oh, look at this. Bird is up there too. Bird is in second to last place in his class. He's been having some issues, Derek, for some reason. In the sprint there, he is not liking his Porsche in GT2. It's Hugo Caballero, but Zimmer and Shannon. These guys are just close. Oh, up ahead, who's that? That's Britos, went wide. Didn't seem to affect him. Let's see if Rankin's going to get him on the long straight. Doesn't look like it. He certainly had some wheel slip there, but he caught it in time. Let's see what happens here if he's gotten a little bit discombobulated. Rankin's right up on him. That did not happen. Let's see what's happening further back. Oh, we got lots of action. Torrance and Holmes are still at it. And Schmidt's not far behind. Look at that. Oh, look at that. He's on Eric. These three guys are going right at it. Again, Peter David's all over Joe's tail too. Let's see how that's happening. What's happening there? These two guys have been involved in a number of incidents, but they're going to have some fun just racing each other. Still not got by him. Schmidt, Torrance. Oh, something's happening up there. That's Langlois. Oh, let's go to a different. Let me stop for 1 second. Stop this. Go to a different camera. All right, let's back up 5 seconds because there was some action there. There we go. That is Holmes behind him. Goes on the outside. Now they're going wheel to wheel. Holmes has the inside there, but I think Eric comes back somehow. Look at those four cars. Ooh, something red at the back. Who's that? That's Torrance and Holmes almost came together. And it looks like Sauvage got Smith. Nope. There's a side-by-side. Here we go into the corner. Coming up the hill. Sauvage gets ahead of him, I think. Yep, he got ahead of Schmidt. And where are we now? Here we go. Let's go a little further. Oh, these guys spread out a little bit. Spread out a little bit. Holmes got ahead of everybody. But Schmidt's not giving up. Where is that close one? There, right there. That is Torrance on Langlois. Looks like Langlois holding up all these guys, maybe. In that Porsche. Let's watch Kevin Torrance come around. What do we got? Peter David is still hounding. Can't get by Joe Bukavik. Oh, looks like David's got some little gaps on his hood also, so he doesn't have his full aero. But he's staying. Oh, that was close. He's not getting around Joe. Joe's not letting him by. He's trying everything there, isn't he? All right, what else we got? What else we got? So these guys are. Ooh, Sauvage is back on top of Torrance. How about up higher up the ladder here in silver, I should say. Just watch that while I look. There goes Sauvage and trying on the inside again. Took a little look. Oh, look at that! Torrance went wide and Sauvage is going to get him. Yes, he does. That is the problem with that corner. It goes easy, very easy to go into it. A little too hot. Let's see. Torrance going to come. Torrance going to come back. He's also got Schmidt to worry about. Schmidt's right on his tail now. And they give it another wiggle. So is Schmidt going to pass him? You got a little bit of wheel spin on the exit there. Torrance is coming up. But I think, or sorry, Schmidt's coming up. And he passes him on the outside. Trying to. Nope, not going to make it stick on the outside. That's a long corner for the outside. But he ain't given up yet. Now he's got the inside line. Not quite. Not quite. See what's going on up ahead. Oh, that got split up a little bit. And these two guys are still at it. Let's see if we got some other gaps here, close gaps. Peter McKay on Danny Britos. This is for position in the silver category. Where else have we got some nice close gaps? Oh, Derek Bird on Caballero. Again, that's not for position. Derek Bird is caught in a sandwich there between Caballero and Messick. Oh, Derek went over the curb, went a little bit wide. Is Messick going to get him? No, not really. Now we've got a little bit of a grouping here with Zimmer and Rankin. Zimmer is not far off of Rankin. These guys will be in the same category soon enough. McLennan has got a couple of second lead. Rankin on Shannon also. All right, so those guys are all close together. Kenny Schmidt, and looks like Kenny just got by Torrance. It's here it shows them. Yeah, let me back up a little bit, see how he got by. There we go, right here. Right here, coming up the first, that's the second corner. This is the tougher corner of the two. He just outbroke him, hit the curb, and Torrance comes back. Is he going to be able to? Oh, looks like Sauvage. I'll go back to that in a second. Looks like Sauvage had an unforced error, but there goes Schmidt. Torrance coming back, side by side action. Coming around here. Very nice driving, both of them. And that's a great corner, and Torrance had to give in there. All right, let's go back to Sauvage and see what happened to him. Back quite a ways here. So there's Sauvage in that checkerboard. He was chasing Eric Langlois up ahead. Hit that curb and then just spun back. I've done that myself there a couple of times. So that screws up Sauvage's race for a while. He didn't lose too many positions. Oh, there I am coming up. Let's see if I'm gonna catch him. Let's go in my view here. No. Let's just see if he gets a little rattled by the in this next corner because of what happened in the previous. And a little bit of a wiggle, so did I. So I lost it there. I should have had a better run out of there. Now Schmidt and Torrance. It still hasn't updated still hasn't updated my tower. That will in a second or two once we go by the sector. Peter David is still trying to get by. Still trying to get by Joe Bukavik. Hasn't done that. That's been 3 or 4 laps now. And I think, let's see here. We got Holmes on Banks. That's something new. He has caught up to Brian. Holmes is a platinum guy. Ooh, Murche had some problem somewhere. Let me see what's going on there. Where was I now? Holmes. How did Paunoff get so back? Oh, he might have done a pit stop. What are we at in time here? 22 minutes. That might have been an early pit stop for... I can't tell here whether who's done pit stops and who hasn't. Holmes is a platinum driver up on Brian Banks. Ooh, let's see how he gets by him. Maybe Brian will let him go because he doesn't really want to battle with him. Does he? Let's see if Brian lets him go by. Not really. He's racing. Doesn't have to. Maybe now is when he lets him by. Yes, there he goes. That was a very smart move. Wait till you get at full speed. Just ease up on the throttle slightly. That's Richard McKay ahead, and Brian Banks would definitely love to get onto Richard McKay's tail because they are fellow Edmontonians also. We got about 5 Edmontonians in this track, and I can take credit for that, getting them all come over. They're part of the Porsche Club in Edmonton. I think I've mentioned that before, but that's why they are all here. We got a big contingent from Edmonton. We have a significant contingent from Montreal because of Jeremy being the founder. So everybody's kind of, this is probably the closest little battle here. Who is that? Is it up ahead? Who is that behind? Car behind. These two guys. That is Caballero and Leader. Okay, Leader's letting these guys go by because he's way down there. He had an issue, I am sure. That is Messick in the green car. Trying to get a hold of Bird, who's been trying to get through, not Zimmer, but Caballero for quite some time and not being able to. We've got gaps opening up all over. Oh, maybe not. There's Chris Holmes going by McKay, and McKay is probably going to let him go. He's just not doing it without losing too much time to Brian Banks, who's behind him. There is Brian Banks and Richard McKay. See, he lost some time there, and Brian's right up against him. That is two Ferraris after each other. And it's, and Richard had a little bit of a wheel slip on the exit. That allowed Brian to come around the outside. But McKay's not giving up yet, but he's got the inside track. So there's a pass on Brian and Richard. So Richard will be pissed off for that little mistake. Let his buddy go by. And you look down here in the standings and you see that I am ahead of Joe Bukavik. That is my only goal in life, to be ahead of Joe Bukavik. We are best buddies. We've been worked for the same company for 30 years plus. So that's a big rivalry. So let's see if Richard and Brian, who is that now behind them? That looks like, oops, sorry. That's Brian ahead, right? Who is that car? What's going on here? Brian should be the car ahead, 561. Are these guys? Oh, that must be a back marker, sorry. 561's Peter David. He's another Edmontonian, but he's let them all go by. No, Peter David is not an Edmontonian, he's from Montreal. It's part of the Montreal contingent. All right, where have we got close racing here? Well, Torrance, what happened here? There was some close racing there. Let's just hold on here. So that is Torrance on by himself, I think. Who's that ahead of him? Schmidt. Oh, no, sorry. Well, he's racing with Schmidt in that red car. This is not for position in the same class. So Torrance is had a hard race. I think he lost out in some action there. So he's very close to Kenny there. Oh, it's Kenny that goes off and just clips. Ooh, just clipped. Oh boy, just clipped Torrance. All right, so Kenny, is he going to get going? He's looking the wrong way. So caught that action. That is going to drop those guys way back. That should get me up. Ooh, who am I coming up against here? Who is that ahead of me in a Bentley? That is Mr. Throwbridge, who had a hard time. He might have just got by me. Ooh, I had a little skid there. So Throwbridge is faster than me. I think I let him by in that Bentley. He had some trouble. Either that or we're into. Are we into? Yeah, we're pretty much getting into pit time. So we won't know where everybody is for a while. There's Richard. There's a battle for us. Richard and McKay and Brian Banks. Let's go in Richard's cockpit. Richard, I must say, has slumped a little bit in his times. I think he's just not been practicing that much. He's been busy, so it doesn't take much if you don't practice a lot to lose a bit of time. He is I got a midfield in the silver category, but he's had some problems today. Whoa! Overshot that one. Just lost that braking point. Now he's going to have some catching up to do. So it looks like we've got a significant number of gaps here. Who is battling for? There's a battle for position. Zimmer and Shannon. Where is Shannon? Zimmer's just going into the pits. That might be a little misnomer. I'm going to jump ahead to get ahead of all the pits. I hate watching. There we go. So now we should have, we're at 37 minutes. We should have racing action here with respect to, look at this, Langlois on Steve Young. Ooh, that was close. So we got Lee Ellis on Caballero. That is for position. We'll watch that one. We've got, what have we got? Further down here. We have got nobody too much hitting for position. Craig Holmes here and Jeremy, but that's not for position in the same class. So we don't have, we have not a lot of, there's me and Torrance. That's pretty close. That's Torrance ahead of me. That is for position. And ahead of him might be Peter David. Just wait and watch this for a bit. Oh, I'm going to get Torrance. He went off track. He's going to stay ahead of me, I think. Yes, he is. Let's just see who is ahead of Kevin. No, that is a... Well, so we're into back markers now. So Torrance is 2 seconds behind Peter David. That is not for position either. Peter is in bronze. There's definitely a back of the pack race here, however. These two of us. But I think we're actually pretty much the closest for position type racing here. Let's just go by here. So in first place in the bronze category and 8th place in the race is Eric Langlois. In first place in silver is Peter LaFrance. Just as you watch me and Kevin Torrance go around the track. And second place is McLennan in bronze. Second place in silver is Zimmer. Oh, but there's a race for position right there, up high there, 12th and 13th in the race, and for second and third for in their class. So this is a great race. So that is Shannon on Zimmer. Shannon looks like he's got some hops in that Audi on a Ferrari. Nice job, that Audi. Audi's much better than it used to be in terms of driving, I understand. Used to be a beast to try to keep on the track. Fast, but tough to drive, but it's a lot more stable than it used to be. So he is just right on Randy's tail. Is Randy, right? Yes, Randy Zimmer. Oop, what happened there? Sorry. Let's just go in. Oh, we're going to get a little bit. They're so close together. Let's see how close they are. They're so close together. Looks like Aaron's got pace on Zimmer. Great track. Great driving here. Follow this one for a while. Wonder where that Audi is faster. Ferrari holding its own here. A little bit later break on Aaron's part. Let's see how the Audi does in these last high-speed corners. Maybe on the straight too, see how fast it is compared to the Ferrari. Everybody complains about the Ferrari's torque coming out of just no get up and go when you're down slow out of the slow corners. Let's see how the Audi is. Well, this is not a slow corner though. Slow corners are coming up. That may be where the Audi has some advantage. A little bit of a late break there on Airsport. Oh, he's going to hit the curb. He missed it. That solves that problem. Well, here we got Greg Holmes on Jeremy. That's been going on for quite a while. Not for class position, but a good race nevertheless. And down here, me and Torrance are still at it for damn near last place in silver. This is a Ferrari on a Lamborghini. There's a lot of expensive car there, Lamborghini and Ferrari. I'm trying to get by him here. Not a great place to pass. I tried to sit behind him a little bit here, try to get. Oh, I did late brake there. Brake again. Who's got behind me? I got somebody behind. I think we got traffic coming behind. That's Steve Young. I got to let by. So that's going to affect my race for a while. Where are we doing in race? Oh, we got about 10 laps to go. Well, where are we? Did we have a positional battle here? Here's another positional battle. That is Lee Ellis. And that McLaren just sounds roady, doesn't it? Caballero's not that far ahead of him. And where were we? Where's my Aaron Shannon racer? Here we go. And Zimmer. Oh, Aaron had to hang on there. He's still at it. How am I doing on Kevin Torrance? See, we're getting in traffic. That's Sky passing Kevin. See if I catch up now that he's got that. I probably have another. Yeah, I got somebody in my back. Oh, gee, Sky went wide there. So did Kevin Torrance. He followed him a little bit. I have got a front runner, Mr. Larson, coming up behind me too, that I'm going to have to give way to. If I remember correctly, we didn't get a chance to pass each other, Kevin and I, because of the fact we had to let the front runners get by us. That's the way it is. Multi-class, not multi-class, but, well, I guess it's multi-class. Multi-split racing, I guess. Let me get out of this view, and you can see the Mr. Larson behind me there. I'm just looking for a good spot to let him go by. Let's watch how I get it done here without losing too much time. I think I'll let him right here. There, that is the spot. I stay on the throttle and then just lift a little bit. There we go. So I hopefully didn't lose too much time there. Where's my Aaron Shannon here? Everybody's pretty spread out. Where's Aaron? I can't see him in the leaderboard here. Who was he trying to pass? Where did Shannon go? They were ahead of, why can't I find him? There we are, Shannon and Zimmer. Well, they're still at it. They're still at it up in 10th and 11th place. They are, let's see how far behind they are for the first place. They are not that far. Well, Zimmer's not showing just yet. Aaron's fallen a little bit behind Zimmer there. There's Zimmer. Zimmer is coming up against some traffic, I believe. Yes, he is. It's Joe ahead of him. So this might have an effect. He's got to get by Joe. And who does Shannon have behind him? He's got Derek Bird on his tail. Not for his own class, but this is definitely, there goes Joe letting him, Zimmer, go by. And so now Aaron has to get by him. Ooh, be careful. Oh, Aaron just hit that curb hard. Now Bird's going to go by him. Oh, Bird was almost hit him. So that's going to affect Aaron. Oh, Aaron and Bird now are in a bit of a race down the straight. And who is that behind Bird? Let's take a peek. It's Bird, and that is Rankin. So Rankin is chasing McLennan. He's not going to catch McLennan. So these guys are just having some fun racing, I think. And if I was Shannon, I'd just let Bird go by. Too much of a problem. Well, he's got to get by Joe first. These guys are... Joe's getting blue flags. He's going to pull back, and he's going to let everybody by. There we go. But see, because of that, Aaron's lost a lot of time. He is 2 seconds behind Zimmer now. So that screwed that little race up. So what do we got going here? Sauvage is on Neil Leader. This is for a position in their own class. So that is pretty interesting. I have passed. No, not Throwbridge. Throwbridge is behind me. He's a faster guy. Am I going to let him by? Probably. That's way back here. Throwbridge on Mr. Molesky. There he is there. Well, I'm not going to let him by. He's in my same class. So where are we? Torrance is on Peter David. That is not for class, but I know it's for fun. No, Brian Peter's not going to let him go by. I don't think. Especially since he's in a little, no, he's not in the lower class. So that is a little bit of a race. But Sauvage and Leader are definitely on track. And Leader is right up against Peter McKay. There we go. That is for position. Within their own. So all three of these guys are battling for position. So Leader's got to be careful. He was just up on. Ooh, look at this. Sauvage going to get by him. You got a better exit. Yeah, easily. Looks like Leader went a little bit wide. Sauvage had great traction coming on the inside there. Went in slow, came out fast. That is the name of the game. So let's see now if Sauvage can catch up with Peter McKay. Now Kevin Torrance. Ooh, something happened there. Let's back up a few cars here. Ooh, big action. Oh, there's all sorts of action here. What is going on here? He is on Peter David. Let's see if this is what happens between the two of them. Oh, Peter just he oversteered big time and then caught Torrance. So Torrance will not be happy. Now Kevin Torrance again. So he's been having a tough time. So all those guys, including me, went ahead of him. So Torrance has got some time to make up now. Who am I chasing here? Car ahead is Howell. So I'm not chasing him. He's chasing me. Who's behind me? That's another LaFrance. So I've got a lot of traffic to let go here. Who is behind me again? That is Peter LaFrance. So I got to figure out a way of letting him by. Who am I chasing? I'm chasing 2 cars ahead of me, or just ahead of me, in a Bentley. That is Terry Throwbridge. I'm just behind him. So that's for battle for position. But we've got lots of traffic here. We've got McLennan behind me. Let's see how I let him by. Without losing too much time. I just let a little bit. There we go. I don't like doing that. I should have let him a little bit further up. Because I'm trying to get ahead of Throwbridge for a position. Where is he? I am 2 seconds behind him, so a lot to do. But he's got some traffic to contend with. Where is Throwbridge? There he is. Let's just watch how he lets traffic through and whether I can catch up with him. That's the name of the game here in eSeniors, especially when things get all spread out like this with accidents and whatnot. So that's Terry in the Bentley. And he's got to let a couple of guys through sooner or later and lose a little bit of time. Sooner or later, he's getting blue flags big time. Didn't want to let it happen there. Now he's into the corner. Oh, those 2 guys behind are not happy. See, now he had to do it in a corner, which is not. Oh, he's not doing it that easily. Still hasn't done it. That's a little dangerous. Oh no! That is not good. Terry, you ruined somebody's race there. You ruined Mr. LaFrance's race. Oh, and 77. Again, Kevin Torrance got into trouble. Oh, my God. Now he's going to do donuts for a while. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. So, naughty on not letting the back marker through. See, he waited too long. Didn't want to get it done in a corner. Oh, David got a drive-through. Look at that. All right, where are we all hanging out now? So I gained a few positions on that. I get through a segment, yeah, so I'm in 28th place. Big deal. And anybody, what's going on up ahead here? Well, looks like Holmes finally, ooh, who's that? That's Richard McKay, I think. What happened to Richard? Let us see here, let us see. Richard, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? You're all by yourself. Unforced error. Coming right, get that old thing. Didn't hit the curb, but just on the throttle a little bit too fast. Stayed away from the wall though. Good job. Ended up pointing in the right direction. Now here I come. I'm going to pass you for another time. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that position, Mr. McKay. Up to 27th. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Danny Britos is probably able to see. That's Jeremy up ahead. On him. Chris Holmes is with Caballero, but he's somebody coming out of there with a late, that looks like Brian Banks. Late pit stop there for some fixing up. Aaron Shannon and who? Mr. Rankin. They are not for position. Rankin might have passed him already. There's Aaron. No, he hasn't passed him. So Aaron is up on Bird. So John Messick, he's got a great big lead over the next guy now. John Messick. Zimmer was battling with Zimmer a while ago. And Zimmer is about a second and a half ahead of him. That's Zimmer up front there in the orange car. He's got to let some... No, he does not. There's some traffic coming through here. Who's in that Bentley? So that Bentley is... Oh, that's a backmarker Bentley. So Aaron's got to get by him. All right, so that's not for position. What's going on at the left? At the head of the pack. Big gaps everywhere. Holmes on Ellis, not for position in their own class. Britos and Jeremy are probably the closest ones now. I have got a 10-second gap to my next guy. There's Danny going by. I think that's Joe Bakavic. So lots of blue flags here. So nobody's really battling too much for position. Sauvage on Banks, but that's not for position. Is he trying to catch anybody? Let's see here. Sauvage took a little wiggle, went wide, big time wide. Let's see. Banks will update sooner or later. Is 2 laps behind. Well, let's just take a peek. If this is the driver view, that's Banks. Next, and ahead of him is not Coulomb. That's a front runner. So where is Coulomb? Where is Coulomb in all this? So these two guys are quite... Let's just see here. Well, let's just go through where everybody is. So in first place is McLennan again. Next is Mr. Rankin. Next is Mr. Coulomb and Brian Banks. Followed by Eric Langlois and Joe Bakavic in the bronze category. In the silver category is Peter LaFrance. That is going to make a difference here. Let me quickly pick the silver category here. Where is LaFrance? Oh, LaFrance is our big-time leader. So he's going to lose out a little bit. Where was I? LaFrance is way ahead. Zimmer is in third place. That was third and second that we were having. So where is Lee Ellis? Zimmer is here. Get out of this screen. There's Zimmer. Where is Lee Ellis? So Zimmer's ahead of Ellis. So that's not going to change any rankings there. All right, so not too much changes in the league leadership here. Sauvage. Where are we? I've got a chasing Richard McKay. How did Richard get ahead of me? How did that happen? How did Richard get ahead of me? Oh well. However, excuse me. I think something happened with Richard on the last lap. No? No, maybe not. And where else have we got? No other significant leader on Sauvage. That is for position. And leader's being passed by someone. No. Leader, and that is Aaron just ahead of him. Right there. So this is a bit of a race for position. Let's go into the driver review. So the car ahead of that yellow car is who Neil Leader is chasing. So he's going to be pushing hard to try to get something going. And who is that just ahead of him? Just ahead of him is Peter Larson. So Aaron's getting blue flags here. Is he going to let him by and allow Leader to catch up with him? And ooh, is that Sauvage and Shannon and Sauvage are in a little battle here. This is for the end of the race. So this is the last corner right here. So this is big time action. I don't know how that came about, or I missed it. Let's just see if Leader, or Aaron I should say, could get onto Sauvage. Woo, tried. Just lost it in that corner. And there is Leader back there. So there's the checkered flag for those guys. So that is our race, guys. I'm glad I watched it. Fun there. Bristos and Jeremy were pretty close together too. All right, so that is Midfield Madness for another week, folks. We'll see you again next week. Bye now.